Welcome to Happy Place Creations, and thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to make some heart coasters, and we're going to use one of my homemade inlays, and it's my butterflies. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use this rose red mica powder from this company, which I have a hard time with the name, for the edge. And then we're going to apply the butterfly once we lay the clear layer, which is the second step. So the first step is our edge, our rose color edge. That's going to be cured. Then we're going to come back and we're going to lay a clear layer, and then we're going to apply our butterfly face down like so. And then once that has cured, we're going to remove the butterfly. We're going to color the butterfly in with this Let's Resin Color Shift mica powder, the Orchard, which is a color shift, as I have just said. And then we're going to fill it in with a black background. And then we'll have a reveal. So this is what we do. So I'm going to mix up some resin and I'll be right back. Well, I have our resin all mixed up, and I used my resiner mixer and my Let's Resin bubbler, and look at that. Isn't that awesome? Nice and clear. And I'm using this resin, and it's a very good resin. So just let me throw my glasses back on, and we're going to add our color, and we're going to go around our edge. And I am going to put it in a little cup first. Actually, I'm going to mix first, and then I'm going to pour it in that little cup so that it's easier for me to put it around the edge. That off the edge here, because I had put a bunch in my cover on my last project. And then we'll get mixing, and we will get it poured. It's a very pretty color. We're going to definitely need more than that. Excuse me a moment. Sorry for that interruption. It looks like I may have enough color in there so that we can get that poured. That's going to be a nice pretty color for the edge. But I am going to add just a little bit more because I seem to be seeing more resin than I am color. So let's just mix that up a little bit more. Because it is mica powder, and we do have to give it time to dissolve into the resin. I normally like to put the resin in the bottom, and the mica powder in the bottom, and then pour the resin on top. But in some cases you can't do that, like in this case. So I just have to keep mixing and let it dissolve, and see anything that may come to the top that's not dissolved, and just break it up a little bit. But this stuff dissolves pretty good. That looks nice. That looks good. So now I'm going to pour it into the little cup so that I have more control over getting it into the edges. Let me put the cover back on. I'll do it over the cup. That way if anything spills, we could get it caught up. And because I have it all over my glove now. Nobody ever said resin wasn't messy. Alrighty. Now I'm going to pour it into this little cup so that I have more control over the squeeze. See, you can squeeze it so I can get it down in. But I am going to spray with a little bit of alcohol just to help with bubbles. And then I'm going to pour. And if I get a little bit on the edge, that's perfectly fine. I can clean that right up. Or I can let it cure and then just peel it right off. I just don't want to go over the top as far as the edge here. So I am going to let that settle and let it do its thing, and then we'll come back to it. A little bit of alcohol. Whoops, I'm going everywhere here. Let that match and I'll come back to it. And I think I mixed up a little too much. And I need a little bit more. And I'm going to just let that settle and come back to it. And then I'm going to grab my little thing here and push this off. So I can make sure I got it all on the edges. This will just help with my cleanup later. Oops, I dipped it in. And then I'll just use a baby wipe to clean off my tool. I still see I need to put some more in, so I'm not too worried about having to clean it up quite yet. Gonna let that level out. That one has leveled out, so this one needs a little more. And I'm just going to finish until each one is leveled out with the side. And then I will put these on my heat mat, and as soon as these are cured enough, I'll come back and we will put our clear layer on. And there, I think we have it now. I think we got it now. And then the rest of this, whatever's on here, I can just, once it's cured, I can just come by with a piece of tape and just clean that up before I put on the clear layer. And there we go. Now I will put this on the heat mat. And once it says cured enough, I will be back. And we can proceed with the clear layer and put in the butterflies. So I shall see you all very soon. And meanwhile, I'm going to figure out what I can do with the rest of this. Hi everyone, and what did you think of that demonstration? And here's the final product. Now I've stirred up bubbles, but that's my machines. So let's get our butterflies in. This has cured enough. It's not fully cured, but it's cured enough that we can put the next layer on and put in our butterflies. If I can get the case open. There we go. This is how I store my butterflies, my demos. So now let's pour. I'm hoping I mixed up enough. Let's just put a little bit of alcohol in. I'm going to do just the two top ones right now. And you don't want to put too much in because you don't want to put it over the top of your inlay. And I did not mix up enough, so I will have to mix up some more. But I can do that off camera because you're watching me now, so. And then you want to take your inlay. This is the messy part. You want to take your inlay and you want to cover it with resin before you stick it in your mold. And this just helps to keep down the bubbles. And then we just set it in where we want to have it located. Like so. But you don't want to put in too much that it's going to float, but you don't want to have it so it's touching the mold. I know that sounds crazy, but, and I can tell already that's going to float a little bit. So I got to get it moved up there. So I'm going to take my stick and I'm going to relocate some of this resin, but I'm going to try not to put it over the top. There we go. So now let's try with the next one. And the same thing. You just want to put some resin on, and then you want to spread it out. I'm sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm trying not to get everything full of resin, so. But you just put a little bit of resin on and you spread it out. And this cuts down on the bubbles, and hoping we don't have any. And then you just want to place it where you want it. Alrighty. Now I'm slowly doing this because I'm waiting for the resin to move around to where it needs to be, and I know I put too much in there, I can tell already. So I am going to take a little bit out. So I'm going to take a spoon and I am going to take a little bit out, and I might as well just put it right in the next one, because I don't even have enough for the top layer if I leave this much in here. And I'm trying not to cover my inlay. That one seems to be doing okay, so I'm going to leave that alone. I want to make sure I don't have my inlay covered. There's a little bit on here, but I think I'm just going to take it out and put it back in. Get the resin off the back. And then I'm just going to set it back in and let it go down slowly, and then put it where I want it. And here we go. Now if there is a thin layer over the top, that's perfectly fine, because we can just peel that off. See, we got an air bubble coming right there. I'd rather have it coming up than staying. So let me just clean my hands off just a little bit. I don't want to get resin inside my cases. Alrighty, so we're off to the next one. This time I'm going to try not to overflow. And I forgot the alcohol, but it happens. So I am going to go the old-fashioned way and just do my edges. There we go. And I'm going to just put a little bit on the inlay again, and then I'm just going to spread it over. And then I'm just going to place it in the mold. Trying to get that off there. Yeah. I got it. Alrighty. Now, there. 3 in, 1 to go. Maybe I do have enough. Spray them while I'm at it. definitely think I put too much in that first one, but we'll see. Whoops, I didn't put the resin on. Let me get this case out of here. There, now you can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking a little bit of resin and I'm setting it on top of the inlay, like so. And then I'm spreading it all over the place. And this will help to cut down the bubbles. The air is coming out of the silicone rubber. All of my inlays are made with Let's Resin silicone rubber, and it's a 15X, meaning the strength. And you can reuse these over and over. All you need to do is carefully wash them with soap and water. You can trim them, you can color them. I recently found out that you can actually use a magic marker on these and it will transfer to the resin. So mica powder, glitter, I'm trying to think. Mica powder, glitter, markers. I can't really think, but I haven't found anything yet I can't use on these to color them. I have showed you many different types in prior videos, but this is the first video I've showed you where we're going to use it in the resin, and then I'm going to color it after we've removed it. Instead of coloring it first, we're going to do it this way, and then we're going to color our imprint after we remove the inlay. So I see that these are all pretty much where I want them. This one kind of looks a little crooked, so I'm just going to recenter that one. Now I am going to let this set for about 15 minutes before I put it on the heat mat, only because I want to watch for air bubbles. I also want to go around my edge, and I also want to take off a glove before I touch my tools. And I'm just going to go around my edge like so, just to help eliminate bubbles, because resin loves to go on edges. So I'm just going around the edge. I'm just going to move that because I'm bumping my hand on it. And where these are also not fully cured, the first layer that I did, there shouldn't be much of a, like, to show the difference. What I'm trying to say is you won't see, well, you will see because there's no color. But normally, if you don't let a first layer cure and then you put the next layer on, you really don't see the line. That comes in between. And a few bubbles still right there. We don't want bubbles. I don't want bubbles. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome my new subscribers. And I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. I thank all of you for being my subscribers. Without you, I wouldn't have my channel. And you have all been entered into the drawing. As soon as I hit 200 subscribers, I will be pulling out a few names for prizes that I will be sending to my subscribers whose names I choose on camera in front of everyone, and the names will be revealed and the prizes that they have won. So as soon as I hit 200 subscribers, I will have a drawing. And then when we hit 300 subscribers, I will have another drawing. So there will be many opportunities for people to win some prizes. And I just want to add, those of you who have not subscribed that do watch my channel, it doesn't cost anything to join my, to subscribe to my channel. But it does help me to grow my channel. And I would welcome you as a new subscriber. And all you do, subscribing means is that you do get notified of any new videos that I may put out, or as soon as I hit a certain level, I'm allowed to do certain things. Each level gives us more opportunity to give to our viewers, and I'm really excited to be able to offer those items and discounts, and I'm just looking forward to it. My count's going up and I'm really getting excited about it, and I really hope all of you are getting excited. The more I grow, the more my opportunities to you grow, and I really do want to have that opportunity for everyone. Alrighty, I am going to let these set before I stick them on the heat plate, and then as soon as these have cured that we can take out the inlay, I shall return. So I shall see you in a little bit. Our items have cured enough that we can pull out our butterflies and color in the opening. Let me just get out my little helper. It looks like I didn't clean that end off, so I guess I'm going to be doing some scraping. Alrighty, let's start with the one that's closest to me. That one's not going to work. I had this out before I started, but I didn't, and I apologize. Put it in front of me instead. Nope. Then I guess we're going with the backup. Where are you? Right there. Okay. We'll use the Cricut tool. Alrighty, now I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. I am just slightly grabbing underneath the edge so I can find an edge. There we go. Oh, we got a piece of resin on top, but that's fine. So I'm just slightly grabbing the edge of the inlay and then pulling it up. Whoops, I lost it. There we go. Try it again. And if there's any resin on top of it, we can take care of that too. So just slightly pull it out. I got some on top, but I'll take care of that at cleanup. And all I do is take a piece of tape and I just go on the top and it will pull off all these little pieces of resin. I haven't colored it, so I don't have any color to remove, but I will still wash this with some mild soap and water. I prefer Dawn. And this is what it does. It leaves the imprint, and that is what we're going to color. I got some bubbles right here, and I don't know where they came from, but this is a demonstration. So on to the next one. I am slightly going to pick up an end And I'm just gonna pull the inlay right out gently, and again there's a little bit on top, but that's nothing to worry about. And there's our next inlay, our next indent. And you just continue until you have pulled your inlay out of each one of your items that you have used them in. And they all look pretty good. And the inlays are still intact and very good. Just gonna have to put them in a little bit of soap and water. Let me show you what I mean by the tape. I just had my tape. What did I do with it? My goodness, I am always putting stuff away and then not knowing what I did with it. But that's all right. I got a backup. Oh, right there in front of me. Alrighty. Just grab a piece of tape, grab your inlay, go across the top of it, and see, it took it right off. And you can do the same thing for the front. If you have color on it or resin or any buildup, it would take it right off. And this is how you just gently clean your inlays. The tape doesn't pick up anymore, just turn it over. And there we go, we got a clean inlay. See, just pulls it right off. And I'm not too worried about the front because I know it all came clean. But my tape is losing its sticky. And this is all you do to clean up your inlays. And then we put it in mild soap and water, and then they are good to go. Then you put them in their case that they're going to come in, and they're clean for the next time. See? Trying not to get it in the hair. Just want to make, because I got a few here. That's why I wanted to make sure I didn't get any in here. Alrighty, so now we're going to get out our color, whatever color you decide. Now I could use multiple colors, but I've decided to use this color shift, which means this itself is going to change color. That's why I've decided to use this one. And I'm just going to dip my brush, and I am just going to paint the opening that my inlay has left. And if you don't feel that it's sticking, you can always use a little bit of this tack it over and over. You can paint this first. Like here, it looks like it's not sticking. I think I let it cure too much. I'll just blow that off. And then I will find a brush, which is in the other holder. The only problem with using a brush, the tack it method, is you can end up with brush marks. So you can either take the gamble that you think it's coloring it. It could be your brush. You may not have enough on your brush. Or you could be thinking you're wiping it right off. So it could be either way. You could use a spray enamel, I have Deco Art spray that I could use as well. But in this case, I am just going to pat it on instead of having to use the glue. Any extra dust will just blow to the surface anyway. And I could even do the butterflies in different colors. Which actually I might do that. I could do this one in this orchid color, and I could go get a different color and do the other ones in different colors. In fact, I just might do that instead of having them all the same color. You could do them in different colors themselves, like instead of me doing this all in one color, I could do this little bit here, or do half this color and half another color, or a little bit here, a little bit there, you know, mix it up. You don't have to do it all in one color like I am. And then I will blow this out before I do pour the black resin. Just getting the edges now on this side. And I will do the same for all of them. I will do this exact same thing. So I will do the rest of them in a fast forward manner. So you don't have to watch me color the rest of them, because I know it can be tedious to watch me do the same thing over and over and over. So I'm just gonna do the fast forward thing for you. Meanwhile, I will go grab 3 more colors, and I will do them each in a different color. Maybe a blue, a purple, and a green. How about that? If I can find those. So just about when it's time to switch over the camera, I will get up and go look for a couple more, 3 more colors. Whoops, I went over right there. Isn't this a pretty color? It's Orchid from Let's Resin. It's color shift. And I think when we put the black in the background, it's going to look gorgeous. Now I could do the white as well. I don't have to use the black. But I do find that with the color shift, the black makes it pop, versus the white will give it more like a pastel color. You could also use clear, which would give it more like a not a see-through, but it's a very light color. Gives it a very light, where the white gives it like a pastel, and the black kind of makes it pop. So I just have to wipe this all down before I put the resin in. Alrighty, so I am just going to do some touch-ups, and then I am going to switch the camera over to fast forward, and then we are going to get busy with 3 different colors. Alrighty. And then I will do a quick cleanup around the edges before I pour the resin to fill up these imprints. And then that will be it. So let me switch the camera over. Well, I have our resin all mixed up, and I am using eye candy black pigment paste. And let's get these filled up. Now I only made 4 ounces, so I'm hoping that's going to be enough. I'm gonna fill the butterflies first, in case I didn't make enough to fill up the whole thing. I believe I have, but and they've all been blown out for the extra mica powder that may be in them, but with mica powder, there's always extra that floats to the top. Oops, I see a piece of tissue. And I need to get that gone. Right there. Is that a piece of tissue too? Yep, it is. Look at that. It's from the baby wipe I used. Can't have that in our butterflies. Because once it's in there, we're not getting it out. I think I may have enough to do the tops, so I am going to go for it. If not, I'll just have to mix up some more. And then we're just going to push it to the sides. I don't think I'm gonna have enough, but that one's going over already on its own. Just making sure it's to the edges. I'm going to try for this one. I can always make up more to fill up, should I need to. Because that green one's not quite covered, but yeah, I'm definitely going to have to make some more. There now. Let's see what we can get out of this cup. See if I can bring that little level of that green one up just a little bit, and I may not have to make any more. I don't need to come too high, so just a little bit higher right there. Oops, I'm splashing it now. Green one's still a little high, but I can always sand the back down. Can't see making just a quarter of an ounce. And that could just be powder I'm looking at too. There we go. As soon as these are cured, I shall return and we will demold our project. Paste always sticks to the cup, and you gotta scrape and scrape and scrape. But there it is, folks. Now, this is the back, so I will be spraying these with very light alcohol, just to keep the bubbles down. See how the powder came to the surface real quick with that alcohol? Because them were bubbles. See the bubbles popping? And that's what happens. This is powder coming to the surface with the bubbles. See the green coming up here, and purple over here, and the pink over here. Alrighty, now I will clean off my tools And as soon as this has cured, I will be back. Well, our items have cured and are ready to be demolded. Are you ready to see? I am. Alrighty. Let's get them demolded before I turn them over. And the molds are coming out nice and clean. I do have some air bubbles and I don't understand why, and I think that was because when I was cleaning I moved the mold, so that resulted in some air bubbles. So you want to make sure when you're cleaning your mold that you don't release the seal from between your molds, because this is what you end up with. Alrighty, let's turn them over and see what we've got. Oh, look at that blue one. Isn't that pretty? I've got some blue on where I didn't get final cleanup, but look at that. Oh, look at that purple one. Oh, look at that green one. See, you could see where I cleaned up the mold and I didn't get it all. See that little rub mark? But I can make that disappear. Look at that. Oh my goodness, these turned out beautiful. Them two colors are pretty close, aren't they? But that's alright, we can just do this. Trick of the eye. Aren't those beautiful? Well, that is how an inlay works. This is the one that slid over. But this is how an inlay works, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have these two, which are awful close in color, but they still look beautiful. And then out of the extra resin that I had left over, I made some hearts with one of my new molds. So you'll see these in some more videos. I'm thinking of making a platter with just them hearts. Aren't them gorgeous? They're nice and big hearts. I'll show you, see? Nice and thick. So I'm thinking of making a platter kind of thing with different color hearts. So that's my thought process for those. But as far as these, I think they came out very nice. And that will conclude this video. And I thank you for joining me. I hope everyone's ready to like, comment, and subscribe to enter the drawing. Just remember, you will be contacted by me and me only. I guess I didn't see anything on there. But you will be contacted by me and me only. Once your name is drawn for a prize, you'll have 3 days to get back to me. Our next drawing is when I hit 200 subscribers. Everybody's name will go into a pot, and I will draw out some names on camera, and the winner will be announced. Several winners will be announced. I'll draw 5 names per 100, and we will see how it goes. So don't let anyone else contact you saying you're a winner or anything. Just me only. And you'll need to contact me when your name is announced to get your prizes. If not, I will be drawing another name and announcing that in the following video after the 3 days. So we'll just have to go with the flow until we can get a rhythm. So I hope everyone that's doing crafts, I hope your crafts turn out amazing. And I hope you that watch the videos, I hope you're enjoying all our videos and learning something or just having entertainment from it. And please do watch my eBay store as I'm listing things all the time. I'm getting ready to release a new line of my inlays. And you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.